Hello everybody and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution live stream live from Frontier. My name is Erik. I'm part of the community team here at Frontier and it is my pleasure to be your host for the next hour or so as we sit down and play a bit more of Jurassic World Evolution 2. Now if you've been following the live streams, you know that in our Let's Play run through, we've made it through the campaign. We've started work on our community park, but today we're going to go back in time and explore an alternate timeline in the very first Chaos Theory level. And I am very, very excited to get that started because Jurassic Park, one of my favorite films, and the Jurassic Park level, one of my favorite levels from the game. So this is going to be really, really fun. Before we jump into that though, let us have a quick look and see who we've got in chat. We've got Baby Beaver here, Heather G is here, of course. We have got Richmond J over on YouTube, Benny Boo. We have Two Lil Chill, M1K3TV is here as well. Very, very good to see everyone. Orange Spark just made it into Twitch chat as well. It is great to have everyone here for another live stream on this, what started off as very rainy and snowy Friday over where I'm located, but it's now a very nice and slightly overcast Friday instead. But that's the way weather works sometimes. And yeah, as people are continuously trickling in, it is time for me to introduce my guest for today. It is none other than senior designer on Jurassic World Evolution 2, Mr. James Moulang. How are you doing, James?
Hi, good, thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. How are you doing?
Good, yeah. Cheers. Back in the office for first time in a while to do the live stream. So yeah, that's exciting for me.
How does it feel to be back in the office? What has anything changed for you since you were last here?
All my plants on my desk are still alive. So
well, that's good though.
They've grown a little bit as well. So I'm pleased to see that.
That's very good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Instead of getting millimeters of progress every day, I'm actually, getting a big boost of progress with the plants all at once.
Yeah, for sure. I personally have never been able to keep plants alive. I sort of leave that to other people to take care of. But it's good to know that you at least managed to get plants that could survive while you were away from the office and not able to water them that much.
Might be my absence that was keeping them alive, actually.
Yeah, plants just go, oh, he's finally gone. Now we can finally do some growing. Orange Spark asks if you're growing any prehistoric ferns. I think maybe they might be a little old.
That would be nice, although
yeah,
the ones in the film, I think, well, they're irritating if you eat them, and I probably wouldn't plan on eating them. I'm also not a triceratops, so maybe it would be okay. Mm-hmm. But no, sad to say, I haven't resurrected any ferns.
Well, just put that on the list of things to do and just get to it when you have time. And I'm sure you'll be able to. To get it done.
It's a good reference for the concept artists.
Exactly. So yeah, are you excited about jumping into the Jurassic Park level with me?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously I work more on the systemic side of things rather than the campaigns and the chaos theories. I played them all through multiple times during the course of development. But yeah, it'll be cool to see it once again.
Yeah, and of course, my main question before we jump in: how do you feel about dinosaurs?
How do you feel? Yeah, this is like a job interview question that they asked me when I joined the game. Yeah, I like dinosaurs. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
That's good. That's what we're here. That's what we're here for.
Is that the right answer?
Yes, that is the right answer. You're hired, James.
Great. I like dinosaurs because it's funny how wrong people are about what they actually look like continuously. Like just go back 100 years or something and people had no idea what dinosaurs looked like whatsoever. So I think that's kind of the fun part about them for me. For sure. It's fun to see those old exhibits of people, like this is what we think dinosaurs looked like, and it's just a big frog. Or something like that. Flame-breathing Parasaurolophus and things like that. Okay, I think without further ado, let's just jump right into it and let this opening cutscene play out. If I can get my mouse back. Yeah, we can. Fantastic.
The mosquito, frozen in time for millions of years and trapped within it. Well, that discovery would change our world. For a while, we thought that this was as close as we could get to dinosaurs. Turns out, we were wrong. Years of research into how to complete the DNA sequence for a dinosaur led us to this. Life unlike anything seen on this planet for 65 million years. Jurassic Park. We know how well that went. But what if someone like you had been there to temper some of that rampant hubris?
Someone like me? Interesting.
For Jurassic Park to succeed,
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically
to make
speaking.
sure it's safe for all your guests. This is the adventure of their lifetime. We don't want it to be their last.
So keep our guests happy. Keep our guests safe. Don't let the dinosaurs escape. I think I can manage.
3 things that didn't go so well in the film.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why this is a what-if scenario,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Bruno S. on YouTube saying, I just wanted to tell you I have 100% Chaos Theory completion rate. That's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Wonderful.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks for sharing.
Paradise, but it is missing what it once had until we bring them back. This place will show people something spectacular. Dinosaurs. No longer confined to our imaginations. Dinosaurs.
Can't wait to start building.
I love this camera angle on the helicopter as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you're going to be a part of that spectacle. Jurassic Park will open on schedule, and the world will be as it once was.
And the world will be as it once
Of the dinosaurs.
was. A little bit of foreshadowing there.
Yes. For if you haven't been keeping up with the movie canon, that's very much some foreshadowing.
Settled in. I want to introduce you to Lily Halford.
So yeah, we can just let John Hammond introduce us to Lily Halford, and then we can talk a bit about what Chaos Theory is all about.
Sure, sounds good.
Right then, as Dr. Hammond, John, has already told you, our goal is to get Jurassic Park fully operational as quickly and safely as we can. We are literally doing things that were considered impossible, so it will be a challenge.
Making the impossible possible. Yes, I'd rather like that.
All right.
We will need to prep the facility for the dinosaurs. Begin with a functioning visitor center and a science center. And remember,
It's cool.
both must be
I
connected
guess
to
you could put it in
pathway
either one of those
or
boxes, but
powered
there's definitely a
as well.
right answer here.
It's funny you should say that
seen the
because
film.
I did place it here once
Yeah.
Keep you updated.
because I thought, oh, that seems okay, and then I realized later that, oh no, you should actually put it in front of the lake. There's a reason why that square is the bigger one.
Yeah. I did it during development just because I was like, oh, I wonder if that's possible. And then it's like, well, what if people want to do that?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So if you're unfamiliar with Chaos Theory is a set of, I mean, you can probably present it yourself, James.
Sure. Yeah. So Chaos Theory is a set of scripted levels based on what if scenarios in the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World universe, basically. So, which I guess is technically our universe as well. but
True, yeah.
Our planet, fictional, didn't happen. But these ones doubly didn't happen because they are they're sort of hypothetical scenarios of how things could have played out in Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Mainly focused around what if the people running the show
Jurassic Park has
were a bit
top
more
geneticist. Top.
prepared
Dr.
and a bit
Henry.
better at their jobs.
I should
And
expect
the
you
assumption
to
is, you the
so
player,
if you haven't already.
is
I'm
you are
settled
more
in and
prepared
ready
and
to
you
get
can
started.
handle this and succeed where they failed.
Definitely.
We first
Yeah.
need a hatchery.
And what if there was no Dennis Nedry to shut down the entire park
Yeah,
while they were doing their first run through of everything?
yeah. Maybe he's here, but he just gets paid well enough.
Yeah.
So he decides not to sabotage
Yeah.
everything.
John Hammond decided to give him enough money for him to pay off his debts and
Yep.
everything. So yeah, now that we have our now that we have our visitor center and our science center up and running, we can start researching. You may have noticed, as you've been watching, in the lower right-hand corner, we've got our budget here. We've got about $21.5 million, a lot of money. But that will slowly keep going down. That will slowly keep ticking down because we are paying our scientists a bit of money to, they need wages, as all people do. And so we are losing about $72,000 per month. So that means we have a bit of a race against time as we're trying to bioengineer some dinosaurs and then eventually open the park. But we should be okay, I think.
Breaking new ground here, that's,
Yeah, I mean, you
we'd
can't
expect it to be expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't avoid breaking new ground without breaking some eggs and losing some money. That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be assigning. Yeah, so I have to be a bit careful with my money, but I think I should be okay. So as we do this, these tasks will happen a little bit faster if I assign more scientists to these tasks. They will luckily go a bit quicker.
I just realized that scientist has the surname Greer. So all people, the staff members of Frontier could submit their surnames to be staff surnames, and Greer was Dan Greer, who was a lead designer on the game for a part.
That's very funny. I think I've actually seen your surname pop up now and again as well. I think there's a Moulang in there.
Yeah.
Bruno S. saying, "What are you doing with the road? No curved corners. What kind of aesthetically pleasing park is this?" Well, since you asked, let's do a nice curve right here. I do like a nice curved path.
That the scientists working the hatchery get the nice curved paths, and then the guests get the angular paths.
Yes, I mean they just need
priorities.
to curve all the roads. Maybe we will see how we go.
Velociraptors.
So for the time being, we're still in the process of learning and discovering in this level.
Concerns, but both John and I agree that
we're about to eventually release some dinosaurs.
You'll need to synthesize
because this is still early days in the setup of the park.
Let me know the results the moment you have them.
So
this guy seems trustworthy.
Yeah, Wu he's a decent scientist. He knows what he's about. So for now, I don't think I can modify any of their genomes. Oh, I have one modification available, but I don't have the right research to modify it. So let's just start this synthesizing. That's how we say it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there she is, Greer.
Yep.
And the thing about the scientists, because they have these specific traits and everything, so I'm going to try to pick the right scientist for the right task, because you want fast synthesis from when you're synthesizing these dinosaurs, because you don't want it to take too long. And eventually we're going to try to get some scientists that can offer us cheaper tasks as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a nice decision to make when you're flicking through the staff offerings, and because you can train your staff for specific skills as well, it kind of leads you to, that's your synthesis specialist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, you can sort of build them up however you like.
Yep. Unfortunately, it looks like our synthesis failed.
They can't be that much of a specialist.
That is all part of the story being told. So we're going to get to it. I should maybe not rush through this too much, because I don't want to lose too much money. But let's do some more research. All right, let's see. Yeah, improved synthesis. Let's do it. And for now, I'm not doing a lot of expeditions and extraction, so I'm just going to assign these two scientists here to slow down, to make the task go a little bit faster, and then we'll just let this run until it completes. Never speed up time on bad moments. Sure.
Yeah, it's all fun and games speeding up time until there's a tornado.
Yes. Luckily, I think I have the setting where it says immediately pause the game if there's a tornado or a calamity of some sorts. All right.
We're beginning with raptors? I'm not sure we're ready.
I'm sure it's fine.
Precaution has been taken. I'm following the science, And these dinosaurs are our best chance at success.
Another thing that I
Learned
just
so
remembered
much, and we'll continue to learn as we move forward.
is...
Yes, yes, of course. And I do understand your concern, Ms. Halford.
There we go.
Every dinosaur carries a certain amount of
You've
risk.
played this level
And it's
before.
our
I
job
have
to
played
make
this
sure
level before, absolutely.
Keep the lawyers out of my hair and the dinosaur.
I'm just gonna... Oh yeah, no, I pause the cutscene as well if I pause it.
And you shall have my eternal gratitude.
Dr. Hammond, does that mean we have your authorization to proceed?
Yes, most enthusiastically.
Let's do it.
Nice. So yeah, you've got a limited amount of gene modification that you can apply right now, but if you can increase the genome of the dinosaurs, then you can unlock more
Yes. Yeah.
more traits to be modified.
And as you can see, I split this nice big enclosure in two because it's a pretty big enclosure. And so why not have two kinds of dinosaurs in this space, but keep them separate just in case there's stuff happening.
Makes sense.
I think so too. All right, so we got our velociraptors ready. And there's some aggression going on here. There's some red traits. So first top tip of the day is we're not going to do all of these. We're going to do two of them. And we're going to try to do the two that generally will get along with each other. Because there might be some fighting if they don't have a good enough cohabitation, sort of like if there's some dominance equality as well in their stats, there might be some fighting happening. We want to try to prevent that because if there's fighting, there will be injuries. We have to send them off to heal and everything else. So you don't always have to select all the eggs. You can just do two, like I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm. Intolerant, that's kind of that's one you could work around. So
yes,
I think you picked the least bad option there.
For sure. And my plan down the line, because I can eventually do this, add in this tolerance gene once I have the, I can actually research it right away if I want to. It looks like I need more I need to assign more scientists for that. So for now, we're just going to release these two raptors to make sure that we have at least one alpha and one sort of regular raptor. So there's not that much fighting going on.
Yeah, they need a minimum amount in their territory. That's just a requirement that they have, otherwise they're going to break out.
Yep. And then I think as we get ready, we're going to add in a gate there, and then I think, I need to research this ranger post before I do. So we're just going to let this scenario run out. I think I'm going to speed up time a little bit. Here's a good question from chat. Are scientist faces real human faces, or are they created?
They're created, yeah. They're all AI generated, which works really well.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That question comes up now and again from players wondering, oh, is this a real person or not? Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, they are AI generated. And here's our raptors, looking as they should, in my opinion, based on the Jurassic Park franchise. But they need a bit of forest.
We'll want the proper response teams in place.
Yeah, so the staff they're AI generated and then picked manually, just to get the sort of the demographics all kind of at a good ratio, and then I think jewelry and glasses and certain things have been actually added onto them.
Oh, really?
So yeah, just to create more variety. So AI tools for making games are not, they're not at the point of. There are actually AIs that make entire games from scratch, right? But it's more like a sort of thing that it'll create something and then somebody can run with it and use it that way, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. All right, so we've got our response facility building. I need my ranger post. Can I place it to where it almost covers the entire area? Yes, I almost can. There we go. Boom. And then let's get a ranger team up and running as well. Now I'm trying to keep this area up here as sort of our staff sort of facility area, but there will probably be times where I need to add them in other places as well. But for now, it looks like we have an okay park up and running.
Comfortable in their
It's looking good, yeah.
Yeah.
The less they
Just
feel
need to
stress over their captivity,
refuel this
the
backup
more they're
generator.
likely to act within their expected behavior.
Yeah.
This is better for them and obviously better for us.
Oh, and a feeder, of
Check
course.
on the raptors' welfare and remember, they're still getting habituated to their new
Yeah,
enclosure.
that's a difference between Galileo and Jurassic World Evolution 2, Jurassic World Evolution 1, is that the carnivores are going to ask for specific types of meat. They might ask for prey, or they might ask for they might just ask for meat.
Yeah.
And then these raptors could actually be satisfied for their food requirements with even a small dinosaur.
Yes, I've heard some stories about some players putting Compsognathus in with the Velociraptors, and then suddenly the Velociraptors are just thinking, lunch.
Yeah, yeah. So it's funny that they'll say, "Oh yeah, we like to share with Compsognathus." Obviously, the raptor likes it because it's a tasty snack.
Yes. We should probably just mention the cohabitation preferences. Likes referring to that it doesn't affect their cohabitation meter up here.
Yeah, yeah.
But as you can also see, like it says dislikes small carnivores, large carnivores, etc., which means that you could, if you want to, put Dilophosaurus in with raptors, but there will be some fights going on there.
Some contention, yeah. They have a
yes.
certain amount of tolerance for that. That's why we put the cohabitation bar. It's got the red area. If you're in the red, then it's bad. Which means that they will, they have a little bit of flexibility in terms of that. And then you could also modify the traits to have even more flexibility, right? So if you create tolerant velociraptors, or to be more specific, if a territory's alpha has the tolerant trait, then that sets the tone for its interactions with other territories and their alphas.
Yeah, like it affects the whole herd or whole group, as it were. Oh,
Yep, exactly.
there's the hunt.
Nice.
Yum. Dinner time.
We need to get a paleo-medical facility
Okay,
in place
let's
to
go
ensure any
on
sick
for
or
our
injured dinosaurs can be taken care
Paleo
of.
medical facility.
That's a good idea. We need to keep our dinosaurs healthy.
Now, I'm trying to remember where our MVUs come out of. I think it's that little
Notch on the right, I think.
yes,
So.
that little square in the right-hand corner. So I think this should be good to go here. Yep, fantastic. I put some compies in with a T-Rex. That worked out fine, and then I just wanted to see what would happen if I put some Dilophosauruses in with my T-Rex, and that did not work out fine.
Yeah.
And that T-Rex was unfortunately dead and gone by the time I looked away and looked back again.
Yeah, I mean, a T-Rex could probably eat a compy, but it just doesn't consider it worth it, I think.
Yes, and I did like that touch. Like the T-Rex is sort of realizing, oh, this is so small, it's not a threat to me. It's not it's not something I need to worry about, and it's also so small that it doesn't really matter in terms of threat or food.
Exactly, yeah. They basically just coexist and ignore each other, which is how you would expect that kind of relationship to go in the wild, I think. You've got a big apex predator and a smaller scavenger, and you could get those kind of interactions, right, where a T-Rex takes down a large dinosaur, eats its fill, and then after it's done that, the compies can come in and sort of eat as well.
Joe Brown says, I'm in here with experts. I've been experimenting with the territory system for my enclosures, trying to make them more unique. Big enclosures, dinosaurs that do affect the cohab meter. So I think if you build something that's big enough, they can sort of be in the same area as long as there's not too much overlap in the territory system.
Yeah, it's the overlap between the territories that matters. So if you have enough space, they will eventually they will eventually move away from each other. You could also try tranking them and actually transporting them around manually, just sort of like, nope, you go over here, you go over there.
Oh, really? Okay.
And that might help encourage them to build their territories in certain places. Also, if you know that one dinosaur likes a certain thing and another one likes something else, if you space out those two things, then that's going to encourage them to space out as well. Like common things like water that they're both going to need. If there's only one source of water in the enclosure, then all the dinosaurs are going to have that in their territory. It's going to cause a bit of discomfort.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that if they have sort of separate water sources, they will sort of gravitate towards the separate ones rather than one sort of in the middle.
Exactly, yeah. So that's tied into dominance. So the dominance of the territories, if one territory is more dominant than another, it's going to cause the less dominant territory to shrink away at a sort of faster rate. And that's how the territories over time can sort of resolve those kind of conflicts.
So there was a question in chat from Too Lil Chill asking if I could name the first raptor big one, and so I did that. And then in honor of you, James, I named the second raptor James, even though I know that they're canonically all female. I figured that would be a fun little touch.
I appreciate it anyway.
Yeah,
thanks.
Of course. All right, let's get our fossils going. Ooh, lots of nice fossils here for our for extracting a triceratops. DNA. So we've got 1 5 slots, 1 4 slots, 2 4 slots, 2 3 slots, and 1 just a fossil that I can sell off. So all this will cost me 50 grand, but I can also add in faster extraction. And this should take about a minute or so. And hopefully we can get some triceratops coming in here as well.
It's just occurred to me how massive those fossils must be, because like half a triceratops, it's like a boulder the size of a bus when you think about it. Like, no wonder that building needs to be so big.
They're bringing in a lot of stuff, and all in one helicopter, which is very, very good. Like, that must be a very powerful helicopter.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got big one over here who appears to be sleeping. Prefers to sleep in the day, so that's why they're sleeping. Slightly intolerant, but also okay in terms of social and everything else. Ooh. And having a bit of a snack on this goat here. And we're basically just waiting for this DNA to be extracted so we can get our triceratops going.
Yeah, given that you've created 2 separate enclosures, you've kind of nullified the, or you've worked around the tolerant trait, the intolerant trait.
Yes.
So I think it's nice to have multiple options. And then the thing that the nocturnal trait, that's something that just doesn't really affect.
I want to observe these animals in the wild.
It doesn't affect the way you have to lay out your park, but it's just a nice piece of character for the dinosaurs to have, I think.
Oh, interesting. Okay, looks like I need 2 scientists for this triceratops synthesis here. But yeah, and I also wanted to, because I figured it's cheaper for me to just build 1 fence down the middle rather than building an entirely new enclosure, because the raptors are perfectly content with what they have. And I also know that the triceratopses will be perfectly content with this general area here. And so, yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, it's a cost saver. It's, I think I was talking to Callum about this level just before the stream, and he said that they basically doubled the amount of money available to the player during development, because this can be one of the ones where you have to really pay attention to your economy.
Yeah, there is a bit of a sort of race against time once you start off. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have 1 that's no traits manifested. That's fine. 1 that has a minus 30% to its attack, so it's a little bit weak. That should be okay, as long as it's not the alpha, because then it won't, like, if it's the alpha, it might get challenged more. And then 1 here that's aggressive, have some more, it has some increases to threat and dominance, threatens all other species, and then, but also has some decent social stats as well.
Yeah, that's actually a positive trait.
Yeah.
It's pretty likely this one will be the alpha, because it's got
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking too. So I think I'm going to have... I mean, it says dislikes and threatens all other species. I was planning on putting other herbivores in this enclosure, though. So I think I'm just going to go for this one that has a minus 30% to attack. And we shall see. If anything happens, then I'll just have to... oh, that was nothing. Let's see. If nothing happens, well, if it doesn't go fine, I'll just have to maybe sell one and make a new one, I guess.
Yeah, that's very forward-thinking of you. That's the kind of
do my best.
thinking that they didn't have when they made the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I mean we're doing this slowly, bit by bit. Let's get some water in here as well. Nice little lake there, and let me double check what they need. Let's see, they need ground fiber and about 58% of ground fiber. So let's just get this in right away. Ground fiber, there we go.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, this is kind of one of the, if you are trying to set up a territory in a certain way, then setting up the things that you anticipate the dinosaurs are going to need before you actually release them is going to help a lot, I think. Because then they're not going to form their territory, and then you put in some stuff. They'll run across the enclosure specifically to go and get the stuff that they actually need.
Yeah, they sort of build out based on their needs and food and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Gilaxton Grimpaw says, I just discovered we can rename our scientists. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a little dystopian, I suppose, to be able to hire someone and then change their name, but...
No, that was wrong. Here's my scientists. Yeah, I totally can. I can totally just go in and change her name. That's... Let's keep them as is. That feels a bit... Yeah, like you said, feels a bit dystopian. So we can have a Dennis Nedry scientist. We could. But yeah, it's a bit weird just being like, hey, welcome to our company. Your new name is Steve Jones.
Forget about your old life.
Yeah. And now, let's just transport these over to the correct pen, because releasing them in with the Velociraptors is a bad idea.
Yeah, this feature's nice as well, the airlift release. Because that was something we just noticed people doing naturally, was sort of releasing into a small pen and then manually tranquilizing and transporting their dinosaurs all over the levels in Jurassic World Evolution 1. So I thought this is a good opportunity just to, lean into something that players are already doing and just let them do this.
Yeah, I think it's a very neat touch. And I think it's fun to see them sort of slowly ascend out of the hatchery, sort of blissfully unaware of what's happening, maybe enjoying the view. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I would hope they'd be asleep here.
I mean, it
does. If not, they're all very chill about it.
Yeah, I was going to say it does look a bit tranquilized, so it probably has been tranquilized a little bit. I also did something that Vicky Sketcher pointed out in YouTube chat. I started researching the medium power station, because if you've played this level a bit, you know that there are some backup generators here that you eventually need to refill with fuel, and that can cost a bit of money. So researching the medium power station is a very good sort of cost-cutting measure, as it were.
Yeah, it pays off in the long run.
It absolutely does, and it's a good thing because, what is it? Refilling one medium generator takes around $500,000. So yeah, spending $1 million refilling both of them is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, this poor girl is lonely, but you're about to get a friend. So let's see, and then you can see the territory build out. They need a bit more forest, but we can fix that. And then ensure they're safely enclosed. They should be. Oh, yeah. Hooray.
With so many moving parts, I want to make sure we
Very
don't
nice.
lose sight of
You're
our
ahead of the
reason for being
objectives.
on the
Yeah.
island in the
You'd
first
almost think I'd
place.
played it before.
The
Yeah.
dinosaurs. Their lives come by our hands, and now they rely on us for their
Alright.
continued existence. This
Probably
is
add in
our
a viewing gallery as well.
and one we cannot take lightly. I want you to be sure that our dinosaurs are as comfortable as possible.
I'm way ahead of you, John. There we go. Nicely done. Ah, and now we come into the meat of it,
Dr.
I would
Wu
say.
and Dr. Hammond would both like us to increase the diversity of animal species in the park.
Oh yeah, so
And
even
then
though the
construct a
objective is
ride where they can be viewed.
to build a park tour,
Make
I
it
guess you're
something
building
impressive.
the viewing galleries just so you can be generating a little bit of cash in the meantime.
Down the line, yeah. Because like right now the park isn't open yet.
Oh yeah, good point.
So I'm
Yep.
still waiting for guests to come in, but I wanted to just make sure that we had a viewing gallery here as well. Now this is sort of where things sort of open up, and you're welcome to do basically what you want while also following the mission parameters. So we have to build a park tour, we have to increase our dinosaur species, and we have to ensure that enough dinosaurs are viewable from the park tour. And so what I've done previously is we have to research the park tour, but I've also just built it here along this fence. But I think I'm going to try to do something different this time around, and hopefully I'm not going to become bankrupt by the end of this, because I'm still slowly losing money. So I need to be smart about my choices here. So yeah, we've got some things we can go for here. Parasaurolophus, Pachyrhinosaurus, Struthiomimus. We can increase our Triceratops genome as well. Do you have any preferences? Anything you would like to see, James?
I'm a Struthi fan personally. That's my favorite, and they're pretty close to being fully.
They are pretty close to
well, not fully viable, but at least somewhat viable.
Yes. Yeah, I think once we hit 50%, they should be viable.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go for these Struthies, and also start researching this park tour if we can. Oh, that's the wrong one. Tour rides. There we go. Okay. Oh, I need 5.
Just about. That is affordable, but
that is affordable.
If you want to use all your stuff for it.
Yeah.
Might sync up with the expedition completing. So.
Yeah, but then I can't do the extraction because I need to send them to the. Let's just get started. Let's just get started. Bruno asks, can you tell us what part of the game you were developing? It would be very interesting. You've mentioned it earlier in the beginning of the stream, but you can probably mention it again.
Yeah, sure. So I was working on the dinosaur behavior side of stuff, and park team management as well. By park teams, I mean ranger teams and capture teams and the MVUs as well. So things like dinosaur combat, dinosaurs, the new stamina system, the new territory system, the park team automation and the medical teams. Yeah, that kind of area. So they're more general systems that sort of pop up in all of the levels, as opposed to bespoke work on designing specific levels and things like that.
All right, so we've got some research up and running, one for our tour rides and also for our staff center, because my poor scientists need a bit of rest. I don't want to sabotage on my hands. Heather G says, James, you've done amazing work.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah.
We've got a fight between our Triceratops.
Oh no. Might be a bit of a fight for dominance. Let me look at their stats real quick. Seem to be, ooh, yep, there we go. So we've got dominance 114, attack 76, 91. Ah, there we go, yeah. Higher
so
attack.
Our alpha has a lower dominance.
Yes.
So
it might be that we see sort of a change in the power dynamic here. Yeah, and now she's running off to lick her wounds, and I need to refill this. I think I'm going to do one final refueling on this one, and then we can start building this the power generator. All right, so let's. Is it? Yep, T for our mobile veterinary unit. And now, yes. So now this other Triceratops has become the alpha because they successfully defeated the alpha that was there already.
Yeah, so they have a bit of a they won't fight for dominance too soon after being released, but after an amount of time, they can challenge each other. But because now the dominance of the leader is the highest dominance, that should reduce the frequency of dominance interactions, unless we release a new super dominant triceratops. But who would do such a thing?
I mean, who would do such a thing? Interesting. I mean, that is the thing that I always tell players. Okay, I think I could do one more round for this scientist here, and then they will definitely be disgruntled.
Yeah.
So I think I can give them one more task, push them a little bit more, and then. But yeah, all these other people. Once the staff center is done, I will let them rest.
That's the trap that always gets me on levels where you have to research the staff center. I'll disgruntle all my staff and then realize, I should have thought ahead. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I push them to their breaking point.
Bruno S asks, is the software for the dino models the same also for the battle animations? That's a...
Software for the dinosaur models the same as the battle animations? I mean, it's all the same software. It's all the same.
Yeah, like it's all the
same game.
Same engine. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, but in terms of creating them, I'm not actually sure. Like, I know that
let's get some rest.
The actual modeling is done in Maya, I think.
You know what? Let's just have. No, you can do at least 2 more tasks. Okay, so let's transport this poor triceratops. Let's see, add task, tranquilize, no wait, R, tranquilize and move, there we go, to this facility, and, no, we don't have enough scientists. Well, then we shall cancel, we'll just tranquilize it for now.
You can transport it over and just have it wait in the facility while you wait for your staff, but...
Also true.
It's up to you, really.
I'm just going to leave them for now. I think we've got our Struthiomimus genome viable.
That's good.
So let's see. So we've got about 12 minutes left of the stream. So I think we can... Oh, we have to wait for them to finish resting. No, wait. Let's see. Synthesized dinosaur. I think I have the... Oh, that's incubation. No, you know what? They have 2 more tasks in them. They can do this. I believe in them.
Yeah.
That's how I run my parks. I let them work until they're at their very limit, and then they go.
Oh yeah, synthesizing Struthies is actually really quick. So.
Can I insta-transport them? Not as such, but what I can do, and I'll show you this once these scientists have finished resting. What I can do is that I can go to my my response facility, and I can tell my team to come in, tranquilize, and then just pick, and then I send a message to my other guys and have them pick them up immediately. All right, so we've got our Struthies here. We've got about 6 viable eggs. So several of them are pretty good. Resilient, social, and docile, resilient, and fit. And then we've got 1 with skittish, 2 with skittish, and another one with skittish. So
I feel like because the Struthies aren't going to be the more dominant dinosaur anyway, yes, but you might be fine just to have skittish dinosaurs. It depends on the context, right?
Yeah, I think it should be fine. And also this one has the social and resilient trait, so that will sort of balance it out a little bit.
Yep.
And as Miriam points out in YouTube chat, they don't really fight, so there should be fine.
Yep.
So let's see if we can get this. Yeah, here we go. Faster incubation. We got it. 11 seconds. This shouldn't take long. Okay, let's resupply. You know what? Let's not resupply that one. Let's have it run out, and then once my scientists are well rested, which should, yep, there we go. Oh, wrong thing. And now you can rest, and you can rest, and then everyone should be back up to normal, or to rested status. And again, we do the airlift again, and these truthies can get along pretty well, in my experience, with our triceratopses. Now, speaking of triceratops,
Oh yeah.
we do have one that's sleeping over here. Let's get them to this facility and get them... Nope.
Oh man.
I will just transport them anyway.
Sleep a little longer, please.
Yeah, sleep a little longer. Sleep while my scientists sleep. Okay.
You know what? I do anticipate that your remaining Triceratops might not be too happy with losing its one
Oh, that's true.
enclosure cred.
They're going to get lonely, aren't they?
But hey, that's some excitement for the stream.
That is some excitement for the stream. I can just make a new one as well,
True.
can I?
Just about.
Hope I don't blow all my money. All right, and then I also need we can get started on our park tour. So what I was thinking was, if I build my park tour here, I can have it sort of loop all the way through both of these enclosures here. Right? That makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah, and you're keeping it away from the rest of the facility as well.
So I can place it about there.
Asset delivered.
All right. Oh, yeah. Ooh, lots to do. But I think at this point we can build our power station. Ooh, got some train constraints. Nice. Right next to the visitor center. Because why not? Now, this doesn't reach as far as our backup generator, but
Delivery has been completed.
it should be okay. Let's hook this up to a path. Nice. Little curve there. And then another small substation. Put that about there. That should take care of the entire fence, right?
Mm-hmm. And then if the park tour was connected to the fence, I can't remember if it is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Maybe I should have just connected that to the fence.
It'll get powered through the fence if it is.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to do that. Let's just go here, move building, which, by the way, amazing feature.
New feature.
Yeah,
Yep.
just so good that I could just go in, click, move building. There we go.
Back of the box.
So I can place it. Oh, that's yeah. I mean, yeah, I can just place it there, and then it should be able to curve through the entire thing.
Nice.
Okay. So, what's happening? We've got our paleomedical facility, which requires power. So let's just wait. Yes, there's some low health happening. That is our Triceratops there, but it will be healed. Not to worry.
As long as the medical facility has power, then it'll keep the Triceratops alive.
That's good. All right, so let's demolish this. Head in here. Assign some scientists, and let's see. We need about 6 in total. So let's go with these guys right here, and that will take care of that. Oh, is this not connected?
Oh, you just have a spare pylon, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see it now. So let's just remove that there. And yeah, that's not connected to a path. So let us connect it up to a path. All right. Let's do some nice curves again. I love a nice curved path. And then right up there we go. Amazing. All right, so enough dinosaurs are viewable from the park tour. It says 0 out of 5, but it's 5 in total. It's not 5 species, right?
I think so, yes.
Yes. All right.
Because you only need 4 species.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, yeah, staff busy. That Triceratops can rest for a bit. How are my Struthies doing? They need some additional ground leaf.
So they're a little more accepting of comfort issues, just because in general they're just more chill, basically.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so you can see they've got those 4 brackets in the underneath the 100% perfect.
Right.
Are the sort of super uncomfortable,
Yes.
a little uncomfortable, comfortable, and perfect. So
yeah, it doesn't take long before they're in this sort of, they're doing okay area.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And that just sort of represents the sort of, they're not the discerning dinosaurs compared to something like a raptor.
Yeah, for sure. All right, our triceratops here is doing all right. So let's send her back. And I think as a final thing, let's get our park tour up and built here, shall we? So I think I'm gonna. Let me think about this for a little bit. Okay, so in there, bit of an angle. Put a gate there. Have it curve all the way around our raptor area. Try not to get too close to the hatchery. Back into the Triceratops and Struthiomimus enclosure. Of course, I hit it right where the Triceratops is going to come back in, curve around, and then bring it right back. Wonderful.
Very nice.
Now, hopefully, enough dinosaurs should be visible once this park tour starts going out. Yeah, there's some rain happening, but it's not a full storm, so I should be good for the time being.
And it's you've kept the backup generators, which is nice because
Yes.
they now serve a dual purpose. They're
Well,
not just,
I sold off the one that was in this corner, but I probably should have kept it just to be safe.
but yeah, if you do get a power cut, then they'll kick in, and they don't consume fuel until they're actually powering a building, so they'll just sort of sit there as a reserve, which I like. It's nice. It's nice to be able to set up sort of emergency infrastructure.
Need a bit more forest here, it looks like.
Yeah, I can't put forest down on top of a tour track because it would block the
yes,
the cars.
that's what's happening. That's what's happening. All right. Yeah, then my poor Struthies, and my Trikes are just missing a few things. But, I mean, they're doing pretty okay.
Yeah, they can't complain.
I would say. I mean, they can complain, and they currently are, but let's try to get some more ground leaf in here.
If they try to complain, we can tranquilize them.
Yeah, then we can just sell them. Okay, let's check this Triceratops here. Still requiring a status check.
I think that...
Yeah, they're currently doing it.
Oh,
the
okay.
Rangers.
Yep, they're doing it patrol style.
So yeah, also another top tip, there's some nice keyboard shortcut buttons if you want to check out your responsive facilities. Just hit R, and then you can see what your Ranger team is up to. And yeah, they're content. They're good. They've got just enough forest to be at 100%. All right, we just need one more species, and then I think we are good to go. But we are going to have to save that for another day, because that takes us to about the end of our hour here. There was one final question I saw in chat. What platform are we playing on? We're playing on PC, but Jurassic World Evolution 2 is also available on Xbox and PlayStation, both new and old generations. So yeah, we were so close to finishing. I think if we do one more species of dinosaur, then we can basically open the park, if I remember the sort of layout of the level correctly. But we'll have to...
maybe a few calamities on the way, but yeah.
There might be. We'll see. We'll see.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I should be able to... hopefully I should be able to handle it. But we're gonna have to get to that at a later date, because that is the end of our stream for today. James, thank you so much for joining me here. It was lovely to have you.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, thank you for sharing, your insights into game development and how, these dinosaurs work and how the game operates and all that good stuff. I think.
Yeah, thanks. It's nice to have that opportunity to answer the questions from the community as well.
For sure. And I personally like to hear a lot about that stuff, and I think also the community enjoys it as well. Speaking of the community, thank you so much to everyone in chat for coming along and watching. Thank you to Heather G for modding. And yeah, we'll be back next week. I think we're going to be continuing Community Park at that point. But please join us for that as well. And make sure to stay tuned to all the Jurassic World Evolution 2 social channels for any news and updates and all the cool things that we share over there. And that's it from me and James. So until next week, bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.